Hey everyone, welcome back to Chanel's Reality. Listen, I was over here eating a little hot dog, minding my business. Um, what is this? Hopefully they can hear me. Um, so today I wanted to come on here and talk about Mr. Shitty Diddy. Y'all know who he is? Ciao. Um, yeah, I call him Shitty Diddy now. That's my name for him. Just saying. Let's see. Clean it up just a little bit. Yeah. Okay. Um. So, Mr. Shitty Diddy, he. Listen. He decided he wanted to go on an apology tour, and there's so much about his apology that I listen. I just not. I cannot. Okay. I just cannot because it's just like, sir, this apology tour is a whole manipulation. I know exactly what this man is doing. What he's doing is, um, sorry y'all, I had a little hot out. No, but what he's doing is a manipulation. What he's saying has nothing to do with the public. It don't have nothing to do with us. He don't care about what we think at all. He's a narcissist. He doesn't care. Allegedly. And let me start there. Listen, everything on Chanel's Reality, my YouTube channel, is in my opinion and for entertainment purposes only. Okay? Okay. Um oh Lordy, I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, so his apology, it's a classic narcissist hmm, tactic is probably the right word. Um it just is. So what he's doing is he's sending a message to the public and supposedly to um Cassie. And he is, but to me, the message is only to Cassie. That's the way I see it. Because he said something, I don't know if he was on an award show or something the other day, but he said something. And he said, and I'm paraphrasing, something to the effect of, shout out to Cassie. Thank you for holding me down. Manipulation. He wants her to hear that. He wants her to hear that. And I pray to God, whoever her loved ones are, just don't let her hear that right now. It's just not good. It's a manipulation. It just is what it is. So today, when he goes on his apology tour and is faking like he gives it, he doesn't. But the manipulation is, well, it's two part. It's for Cassie, right? Because he's fake apologizing. Oh my God, and I'm paraphrasing. I was just so, I was just out of my mind and I wasn't again. It's about him. That's what narcissists do. If he really wanted to apologize, which he doesn't, but if he really wanted to apologize, one, he could have done that a long time ago and then changed his behavior because that's the only way that what you're saying and your apology matters. Otherwise, it doesn't matter. So Mr. Shitty Diddy sitting on there on his, I guess, Instagram, um, pretending to, it was just bad acting, but pretending to talk about himself the whole time, but act like it's for Cassie. Knock it off. Knock it all the way off. Listen, he wasn't apologizing to Cassie. What he was trying to do is plant a seed. That's what he was trying to do. He wants whatever he says to get into her head and make her think about it. That's what that's about. And here's the thing. It's really kind of stupid because based on what the rumors are and that videotape, poor Cassie. You took that lady through hell. I can't. So she's going to be traumatized for the rest of her life, period. Now, because I'm a therapist, I would tell my patients, because we're all traumatized by something. It just is what it is. Whether, your dog got hit by a car, your mom didn't come to enough of your school activities, or you grew up poor, your dad was mean, the kids bullied you, whatever it is, we all have something that we're going to deal with. And the thing about it is trauma, we all experience, and we all get triggered. So that's all he was doing. You just have to figure out what response you want to have when you get triggered. If Cassie ever sees my video, shout out to her. But that's what you have to do. You have to figure out, if you lost your mom, what's the response that I want to have to watching a movie about another lady who lost her mom? But it takes time, right? So anyway, yeah, he's on his little apology tour. And he was speaking, in my opinion, he was speaking directly to her because he wants to put that seed in her head of whatever it is. But he's not sorry, and he doesn't care about her one iota. Not even one. Less than one. So stop it, Mr. Combs. Listen, I am one of the most forgiving people, but I can promise you this. I take exception with ish like that. I've seen in my whole adult career. The mom brings her daughter in or her son in, and the boyfriend broke the arm of the son or daughter, and she's still trying to give it the man, and pop, don't get me started. And if she try to leave, well, I'm going to unalive myself. It's a manipulation. So don't buy into that. If you are out there and you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend that tells you that, run the opposite direction, because that person is a psychopath and very manipulative. But anyway, back to Cassie and Shitty Diddy. That's my new name for Mr. Shitty Diddy. That's what he is. He's a piece of shit. And that's what he is. Stop me when I'm lying about him. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the video. I'm pretty sure there's a way for me to play it on this screen. I know that there's a way because I know how to do it on my iPad. I don't normally have to know these things because my husband's in tech. So I just be like, baby. But let me pull it up real quick. I had everything set on my computer and then things didn't work out on my computer today. Okay. No, I wanna TMZ. Okay, so this is TMZ's video, and the video links for everything I'm talking about is going to be in the description. So let me just get the video ready. I promise I'll have this all good and set up next time. Hopefully. Let me stop promising. Let me stop. Okay. turn this up. Come on, ad. Why does the ad have to go on forever and ever? Why is TMZ presenting the downfall of Diddy? Child, I cannot. Okay.
The darkest times. It's so difficult to reflect on the darkest times in your life. Sometimes you gotta do that. I was fucked up. I mean, I hit rock bottom, but I made no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I'm disgusted. I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now. I went and I sought out professional help. I had to go into therapy, and go into rehab. Had to ask God for his mercy and grace. I'm so sorry. But I'm committed to be a better man each and every day. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm truly sorry.
Child, lies. Lies you tell, sir. Oh, please. Lies. Sounded believable, but he's lying. And I know he's lying. Okay? It's a whole lie. It's a bag of lies, Mr. Shitty Diddy. I can't. I just can't. The shenanigans. So listen. What did y'all think about that? Put that in the chat, what you guys felt about it. So I'm going to go back and we're going to just kind of go through the video. What is this? Oh, Mr. Oh, God. This is so annoying. He got a whole nother video on here. Oh, 1 second, guys. Okay. Do I need to push this one again? Yeah. Okay. Why does it need to load an ad? I cannot. Y'all ever notice when y'all are trying to watch your whatever it is on the internet, your favorite movie, your favorite video, the ad will play. Your video is just gonna be buffering and buffering and buffering. I cannot. Okay.
Times in your life, sometimes you gotta do that.
Let me start this over.
It's so difficult to reflect on the darkest times in your life.
So, remember how I was saying he's making this about him? His first sentence is about him. Let's listen again.
It's so difficult to reflect on the darkest times in your life.
It's so difficult for him to reflect on the darkest times in his life. Really? It's difficult for you? No. No, sir. What's difficult is living in a war zone. What's difficult is having to bury your children. What's difficult is having to make miracles happen to keep your apartment when you're broke and you just lost your job. What's difficult is being a 19-year-old who just had a baby and there is no help in sight for her to provide for that baby. What's difficult is to be outside in 100-degree weather and homeless. Sir, what's difficult is to be in a physically abusive relationship with the narcissistic, manipulative asshole. That's difficult. Okay? What's difficult is having to walk 5 miles to school every day. And hope you don't get jumped or whatever. What's difficult is someone kidnapping your child. These are things that you could put in the difficult category. You having to do some reflection over the dark times in your life is difficult. Sir, fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. Stop it. It's nonsense. It's not difficult for you, sir. You're not even. I can't. Where are you, Mr. Combs? Where's your current destination? You don't look like you having any type of difficulties. Well, let me take that back. It's difficult, so to speak, for him to have to fake like he gives a shit. That's difficult because, in my opinion, he has narcissistic, psychotic behavior. In my opinion. That's what he has. That's what it appears to be. Allegedly. But I've read the DSM, okay? So be very clear. The Diagnostic Statistical Manual for Mental Illness. It's pretty much the Bible for people who are therapists or psychiatrists, psychologists. That's the Bible. So it lists all of mental illnesses, right? And it lists the criteria, so on and so forth, right? Narcissistic, he fits that category based on the information that's, been spinning around in the media recently. Psychotic, yeah, he fits that description too. Why? And let me say, in my opinion, because you, sir, are on a you're in a whole hotel room with cameras chasing this beautiful young lady, Cassie, down the hallway. And then you physically attack her for trying to get away from your dangerous ass. I said what I said. Get into it. It ain't changing over here. It's not. No. So yeah, that's psychotic. And listen, that's just one video. And as a social worker and a therapist, I always, because of my background in history, having to, remove children or have them on my caseload and things like that. When a child has to be removed from the home because of abuse or neglect, because let's say the teacher reported the child, is wearing, or the teacher noticed the child is wearing winter clothes in the summer. That's a pretty good indicator that something is wrong. Doesn't mean that there's abuse or neglect, but something is definitely wrong. And typically, if that's going on, their parents are trying to hide something. Unless that's all the clothes that they have. So I'll give them that. But, so the kid comes, the teacher notices. Maybe she puts in a report to the nurse to check that child out, and now they find bruises. Right? So that's what I mean. You're psychotic, in my opinion. In my opinion. But let's keep moving.
Sometimes you gotta do that. I was fucked up. I mean, I hit rock bottom, but I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I'm disgusted. But I make no excuses. My be fucked up.
Hold on. Let me go back.
Sometimes you gotta do that. I was fucked up. I mean, I hit rock bottom.
So he says sometimes you got to do that. And he's referencing him saying he has to, essentially take a look at himself and his dark past. It's the shenanigans. I cannot.
I mean, I hit rock bottom. I was fucked up. I mean, I hit rock bottom.
Again, him. He hit rock bottom. So, anyways, if he gave a shit, which he doesn't, be clear, this video is another stunt. But yeah, if he cared, that's not how you tell someone that you say you care about. That's not how you say you're sorry. That's not how you apologize. Mm-mm. Your apology would start with something along the lines of, you are a beautiful blah, 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 blah. You're an incredible blah, 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 blah. You don't deserve blah, 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 blah. That's how you start an apology. Not with I. If she asks you, or whoever, the victim, asks you for something, whatever that might be, if she asks you to say why you did X, Y, and Z, then you can say that. This isn't the time. It's not. It's not time to talk about you. It's not. And even if he say, well, I just want to tell you about how I'm so committed to changing myself and blah, 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 blah. Even if he said that, I don't want to hear that. Go change yourself. Be consistent. And then never call me ever again. Period. I can't say what I want to say. So that's where I'm going to leave it. But yeah, stop it. That's how you start an apology. An apology is not telling the person that you savagely attacked everything you're going through now that Cassie, or the victim, has exposed your terrible, horrific, asinine behavior. She doesn't need you to describe what you're going to do. She already knows what you're going to do. And let's be clear, you already know what you're going to do, which is not change one thing. Not one. You're not going to change one thing. You're not going to change one thing. And we know you're not going to change it. And that's why I say it's a manipulation. So let's be clear. We got a whole Bible that tells us all of the stuff that we're not supposed to do, right? Or whatever religious manual that you read, right? People still running around here, not even listening to God. And I'm making light of it, but let's be clear. They're not even changing for God. They're not changing their behavior for God. And you think they're going to change your behavior? I'm sorry, you think they're going to change their behavior for you? Stop it. This is how I know it's a whole lie. He can't even get out of his own way. I mean, like I said, most people don't change. Even when something really bad has happened, they just people. People just don't change. Let me say it like this. Change can happen, but a human changing takes a lot of restraint from doing your past behaviors and using your past antics. You have to change internally, and it's slow if it's effective. Immediate change, it's going to wear off. So that's like me, and my shopping habit. Me telling my husband 1,000 times, okay, I'm not going to shop. I have proven to myself over these 22 years we've been together that I can't be trusted with a credit card. I can't be trusted. I can't. Listen. To thine own self be true. I'm joking about me. I'm making light of me, not this situation. But no, my point is people don't change. It's rare. And typically, it takes something really drastic to happen to them before they really can even consider it. People like being who they are. So, and it's just a natural way of being, right? To be who you are. So to not be who you are goes against your best interest in your mind. And it's not sustainable. It isn't. Well, let me say it like this, because I don't like to speak in absolutes. It's not, it's probably going to be difficult, but it's not impossible. Just like with the victim. People want to say, why did she go back? And why, when I'm not even talking about Cassie, I'm saying in the general public, people that want to blame victims. Why did she go back? Why did she do this, that, and the third? Because it's difficult for people to change, especially once they've decided they like something. People don't want to walk away from something that they like. Anyway, this whole video is about power and control. Be clear.
But I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable.
So this is how and why I call bullshit. So y'all remember at the beginning of the video, he says, in part, I had to reflect and look at my life. And, it's difficult to have to do all of that, to, look back at how terrible I was, so on and so forth, right? That's what he said. Now let's re-listen to what he's just said just now.
I take full risk. But I make no excuses.
So first, it's difficult for you to talk about your dark past. When you say it's difficult for you to talk about your dark past, that's an excuse. You started out with an excuse. Shitty Combs. What did I call him? Shitty Diddy and Shitty Combs. Yeah. You started off with an excuse. It's difficult for me to look at my past and my behavior, but I make no excuses. Sir, it's a complete contradiction of what how you started your fake apology. Stop it. Stop it. He couldn't do this with me because listen, you can't play wits with me, sir. You're not smart enough. Because this is how I'm going to knock you down but I wouldn't even, don't get me started. I'm not even going to go down that road. But anyway, Let's listen to this idiot a little more.
My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I'm disgusted.
He said he takes full responsibility for his actions in this video. When did that happen? When did you take this responsibility, Mr. Combs? Miss Shitty Combs. Mr. Shitty Combs. When? Judge, can you command the witness to speak? So, Mr. Shitty Combs, when in the first month of Neverary did you take any responsibility for any of your asinine behavior? When? Because you haven't. And let me be clear too. Probably everybody in America has listened to this and watched this video by now. This apology video. But this is the thing to me. First of all, he didn't write this. Someone wrote it for him. Because my mind, he ain't even competent enough to do it. I'm gonna start there. But it's the listen, it is the it's okay. How do I say this? So basically, what I'm getting at here is that you ever met okay, this is a perfect example of it. So it's Christmas Day. You wake up every day, everybody runs to the living room, we unwrapping gifts or whatever the case may be. And we get to mom's gift. And for some reason, somebody has allowed dad to pick this gift. No, we don't need him to pick the gift. I'm going to give you a list of things I like, and you can choose from that. I'll still be surprised because whatever you got, I didn't know which one you were going to get. So I'll still be surprised. But no. So mom opens her gift that her loving husband got for her. And she does the, oh my God, I love it. Anytime a woman is speaking in high-pitched voices about something you bought for her or did for her, she's lying to you. If she says, I love it, thank you. So she's lying. It's a lie, right? But the moral to that story is he is faking. Like he's not reading from a script. That's so asinine and listen, completely 100% see-through. Your whole shit is made of glass, Mr. Shitty Combs or Mr. Shitty Diddy. Your whole shit is made of glass. He is trying to pretend like he sat on his porch, wherever he is, and it's just, I gotta, what he's doing right now, it's like those people that go, how are you so distraught that you have enough whatever going on to pull yourself together to then go on your Instagram live and cry? Stop it. That is a whole stunt show. But he tried his hardest to act like, I'm speaking from my heart. So let's be clear. First of all, sir, because I know that's what your attorneys told you to do, in my opinion. You can't possibly be speaking from your heart, and it's not believable that you're speaking from your heart because what you did to Cassie, allegedly, is heartless. So there ain't no heart in there for you to speak from, sir. It's not. Child, don't get me started. Don't get me started. I just need to get through this live because I can't with the manipulation of it. I can't.
Disgusted then when I did it, I'm disgusted now. I went and I sought out professional help. Got to go into therapy. Going to rehab. Had to ask God for his mercy and grace. so sorry. But I'm committed to be a better man each and every day. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm truly sorry.
I'm gonna go back later, but y'all put down in the chat how many times you guys heard him say "I." Put down in the chat how many times you guys heard him say "I." I. The whole video. Savage. It's savage. It's savage behavior. But I don't know if you guys have heard of this one lady. Her name is Sloan Bella. And what's his name? Make it make sense. When all this Diddy stuff first broke, I was watching one of his YouTube's videos. I think it was a live. And he talked about, because he's excellent at doing all of the deep dive research. That's not my ministry. That's micro, meaning lots of details. And I don't like micro. I like macro. I want to make the big decisions. I'm the president. That's a good way to explain it, but that's how I rock and that's how I roll. At the end of the day. But everybody has their own, what's the right word? Skill set, talent, or way of doing things. All right, Miss. I want you guys to hear this because P. Shitty, Mr. P. Shitty, paging. Look, P. Shitty, Shitty Diddy, Shitty Combs. I'm here for it. These all just came off the top of my head. She's that girl. Get into it. Okay. Let me find this. Okay, because the reason that I bring this lady up is, like I said, I was watching Make It Make Sense. Whenever this story first broke last November, right? In 2023. And he was saying, go watch this lady, whatever it was that he said on his channel, it was intriguing to me. So I'm like, because I'm not that girl that's like, oh, I believe in all of these different things. I do believe in psychics and mediums and things like that. And the reason I believe in those things is, one, because I've had a few instances, one instance for sure, with a psychic that I didn't even know she was a psychic. I was literally walking into I was literally walking into the grocery store. I think was it Fiesta? It was Fiesta or Kroger. I don't know why I was going there. This was years ago, but I was a whole full-fledged adult, right? But I'm walking in the parking lot and I hear this lady. I hear someone calling my name. I'm looking around. Who knows my name? You know what I mean? I'm like, who is calling my name? That lady, she came over to me and told me some things. And later, all of the things she told me happened. I was like, yo, what is happening? Now, I wasn't as surprised by her having some sort of whatever about me, because of the times before where we would have like how you have like a church revival. Every time a prophet comes to some church revival that I'm at, I always get this like energy that they're gonna tell me something about something. And how you sitting there like, oh Lord, please don't let them call me to front. But in your soul, they're gonna probably call you to the front. I'm just like, ugh. But yeah, so that's why, and like I said, I read it in the Bible. The Bible talks about it, and I'm gonna just say in part, but the parts that I remember about psychics, mediums, and sorcerers, and these I think those are the only three those are the three I can recall. But so if it's in the Bible, I tend to believe it's true. But what I got from reading that is it's not that I'll just say what I got from it. God doesn't, what I felt like is that God doesn't want us that to be our source of information to get to him. Right? So it's not like these people don't exist and that they don't have the gift. And the reason I call it a gift because it's the same thing as a prophet. It's someone prophesying about something. Now, the medium part, well, I don't know all the things about mediums, but they could, I guess, possibly be prophesying about something. But the way I was looking at it is it's more all the mediums I've ever seen on whatever. It seems like they're more into like channeling energy of someone who's passed away to kind of like, I guess, give you some sort of comfort or your loved one being whatever. I don't know. I'm not a medium or a psychic. Don't want to be a medium or a psychic. Listen, I don't want to have no dreams like that. I don't want to see people that I ain't supposed to see. No, leave me right here in my little box. I like my life. She doesn't need that. I don't need that. No. But like I said, that's the reason that I do definitely believe. And then also too, there was this one revival I went to. I may have said this on another video. Maybe not. I'm not sure. But that one sticks out to me big time. Well, the one before that, I'll just say this one really quickly. I remember we were at a church, like one of them churches that only have like 22 members. And so all the members transitioned their positions in church. so they started off in the choir. And as the church moves on, I mean, the sermon or whatever moves on, one of those people is the secretary. She's the church secretary, right? She bringing the announcements. And then, they leave 5 people in the choir and the other 5 are in the pews. And they got who do they have? The people that collect the money. What are those called? I don't know. Are they clergy? I don't know what those people are called, but you know what I'm saying. Anyway, I was at some small church like that. And long story short, I remember the prophet at this revival. He asked my grandmother to come to the front. Child. And this is why, again, this happened years ago. I was a teenager. I probably was like maybe 13 or something like that when this happened. And so he called my grandmother to the front. I was like, oh, right. And I immediately knew with what he told her, I immediately knew this man is getting his information from somewhere because there is no way that man knew. Okay. And the reason I know that is because at the time, before we went to that revival, my grandmother had been talking about, I believe her arm was hurting or her leg. It was one of her limbs or 2 limbs or something. She was having difficulty with it. And that's the first thing that man said. This was a revival at a church that I had never been, none of us ever been to. It's sort of like, like your coworker or your mom's coworker, somebody says, hey, we having a revival, come over to, whatever. So it is not like this person knew us from a can of paint. He didn't. So for him to say that, I was like, yep, he knows. Mm-hmm. We all were kind of like, yo. So I knew that. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I know that there are people out there that have the gifts. I always just think, what's their source? Who are they getting this from? Where did you get this information from, my love?
Are you sick of having issues?
Okay, we're gonna get over here to this. Okay, so the reason this is significant to the shitty Diddy situation, this Sloan Bella lady I was telling you guys about. I'm gonna see if I can just fast forward to her.
Out, but he should not be trusting anybody around him. Like out, and I don't feel he's around. I know that something comes up around Easter time. She is not going to remain listed as a pneumonia death. I mean, talk about it. Talk about it. There are men in other countries who are going to speak about it.
Hold 1 second.
Political connections to him in other countries.
1 second. Okay, so there's two things I want you guys to hear about in this video. What happened? Sorry, guys, something happened to this video. I don't know where it went. Okay, let me read.
When they guesstimated that, it's not. I'm being told that he is given those things, and his wealth is being P. Diddy and his 3 right-hand men. Okay, P. Diddy and his control over it all, and they are siphoning it for him right now. The others are coming behind. There's going to be a takedown that comes in with that. There's going to be a takedown that comes. An utter takedown of P. Diddy and his 3 right-hand men. Okay? 3.
She says,
so there's going to be a takedown.
She said there's going to be a takedown of Diddy, and I'm not going to play her whole video. Hey, but I just want you guys to hear 2 things she says.
That comes in with that,
and this
he's
is her.
going to try to step away. They're not done. And here's another thing I'm being shown. Okay? I don't know how to word this. This, to me, reminds me of like a binding spell in voodoo. And I don't know what I'm talking about with that. But his mouth is being sewn up. So when I see his face, the image I get is the mouth is being sewn up. So he is going to be unable to speak for some reason. I can't talk. I cannot speak for myself anymore. This to me sounds like a...
Ooh, that looks scary. What in the hizzy is happening? Sure. Why did this come on my thing? I'm like, why are you trying to scare me with a lion, or is that a cougar? I don't know. So y'all heard her saying, P. Diddy's. So, okay, the significance of her and this P. Diddy thing, there's 2 things. One, whenever she, let me see. I want to see when she posted this video. 5 months ago is when she, oh no, was it? I might have that confused. Hold on. Let's see. I'll put it in the description, but you can go to her channel and watch the whole video. But the reason that I wanted to play that is because she's talking about Kim Porter. She has 3 videos, part 1, part 2, and part 3 of Kim Porter. She's basically, what it'll say is like, I'm channeling whatever celebrity, right? So this is the thing. When I was listening to this part, I was just like, and it's very interesting because she alleges that Kim Porter, Mr. Shitty Diddy's baby mama, I don't know if they were married or not. I don't think they were married. I don't think they were married. I think they just had kids together. But Kim Porter is no longer with us. And her not being here anymore is very suspicious. She talks about that in the video too. Savage. She also talks about, well, I don't want to get into all of it, but she talks about that in the video too. So what she was just saying is that, oh, that's the significance. So she did these videos way before now. I'm just now watching it, right? And so if I'm not mistaken, this lady predicted when the takedown was going to happen of Mr. Shitty Combs. She predicted it. She said in here, if I'm not mistaken, that's why I want y'all to hear it, something about the month of November. Cassie, from my understanding, filed her lawsuit because she said November of 2023. That's when she said that. She didn't say this in 2023. She said that's when the takedown was going to happen in November of 2023. And if I'm not mistaken, that's when Cassie filed her lawsuit last year. So let's see.
I cannot speak.
Oh, so she's now talking about how his mouth is being sewn up. And she's saying there's two things. Either one, people aren't going to allow him to speak anymore, or there's something going on that he won't be capable. That's what it sounds like she's saying. And then let me just see, because I think this is more towards the end.
Frequency you're not going to achieve anymore. And it's a struggle. She watches this one. She wants her, never think because
she's talking about her child.
And then there is a moving away, both in a physical sense and that is now happening to him because they don't want the person who groomed him to go down. Now, basis for somebody to help me. She's being helped.
Maybe it's part 2.
There is political connections to him in other.
Okay, I'll find it and then I'll post it because I don't want to waste y'all's time. But I wish I would have had this already queued up. I should have. That was my plan.
She constantly watches this one because is there a connection to P. All of these people in the crossfires, and I'm not sure whether that's good or bad, but I just heard that. So there's people that are coming for everybody, okay? There's a connection to that person, Offset, and that side. And like it's just systematic. It's gonna
Alexa, is Offset the rapper alive?
Kiari Kendrill Cephas, known professionally as Offset, is an American rapper. He rose to prominence as part of the hip-hop group Migos, alongside Quavo and the late Takeoff.
Oh, so the Takeoff is the guy that's no longer with us. Okay, I get it confused. So she just said something about the other person that I was just asking about. She just said something about him. She also goes on, and I don't know if it's in this video, the first video, the third video, but she talks about people that I'm like, she talks about people that are gonna, like, she gives us certain people when they start coming along, that's how you know the ball is rolling. So one of the people she talked about is Justin Bieber, and it's been running rampant on the internet. Hey, love. Look, I'm like, thank you. She's like, no, Offset is with Cardi B. So listen, I didn't know who the Migos were. Okay, let's be clear. Well, I knew who they were by now, but what I'm saying is, couldn't pick them out of a lineup. But my little baby cousin, this was years ago, I think maybe 5 or 6 years ago, I think. She was just like, what do you mean you don't know the Migos? Listen, lady, my little baby, because I'm like, I don't know them. You know who I listen to? Who do I listen to? Adele. What's my other boyfriend? What's his name? He know how to dance real good. That's what I like. That's what I like. Damn it, I can't think of it. Bruno Mars. Anyway, I have my list of songs. I listen to the same things over and over again. My husband's like, really? How many times are you gonna watch the Hunger Games? I'm like, you've been married to me for, we've been together for over 22 years, sir. So how many times do you think I'm gonna watch the Hunger Games? And then he's like, how many times you gonna watch what is it that I watch every day? The Avengers, the Marvels movies. Okay, sidebar. Sorry. Yeah. She mentions Offset. She mentions MC Hammer. She mentions, oh, I was saying Justin Bieber, and it's been going around the internet. Listen, child, the internet gangsters and the internet FBI. Who works at the CIA of the internet, child? They will find you. Okay, two people that will find you in this world. Sidebar: those people that hold that account, crazy Karens, they will find you. They will find. They'll find you, your grandma. They gonna tell you where you worked at, how much money you made. Listen, they're gonna find you. They are gonna find you, and the AARP. I promise you, they're gonna find you. I don't even know why I don't know why did the AARP. What is that for? I feel like it's for older people, but I'm like, anyway. Are you sending me some money because I'm old AARP? Why are you? Anyway, okay, sorry. So yeah, so she mentions Justin Bieber, which is scary to me because I've been thinking a lot, and I'm like, I've always said that the entertainment business is savage. I've always said that. Now I didn't know all of this stuff about Diddy, Jay-Z, all these people. I didn't know none of that because you know what? I live over here in the light. And the only reason I know now is because I have, started my YouTube channel. Child, I live in the light. Okay, I'm over here. I promise you, if you talk to me any time of the day, I'm over here looking for my $1 million house that I don't have yet and planning a vacation. Okay, that's what she's doing. Or listen, or shopping somewhere, eating out. Those are my favorite things to do. Like I said, I live in the light. So yeah, I wouldn't readily know these things, but apparently the streets have been talking about Mr. Shitty Combs for decades, apparently, and his egregious behavior. They've been talking about him for a while. And I'm like, so anyways, the reason that that's so interesting to me is I only have a little bit in terms of these people. So like with Justin Bieber, and when she said that, I thought to myself, I remember Justin Bieber being on this show, Chelsea lately. Chelsea Handler, she used to have a nighttime talk show or whatever. And that lady's crazy, but I love me some Chelsea. And I remember one of her guests was Justin Bieber. This one, he was like 14 or 15, I think. Talking about he's in love with Kim Kardashian. I can't. So I went back to that and I thought to myself, okay, he seems like such a normal, teenager. And then like 2 years ago, I feel like him and that, I don't know if that's his wife or his girlfriend, Haley, I think is her name. He just looks like he been through some to me. And a few years before that, I feel like he was getting into stuff. And I just thought, oh, that's just crazy teenager with a whole lot of money, stuff, peeing in trash cans and all that kind of stuff. So I didn't really think much into it. But now that all of this stuff is like playing out and me seeing him with his girlfriend a few years ago or whatever, that Haley young lady, I was just kind of like, something ain't right. And then I think he had joined some church or something. I was happy about that. I'm like, good for him. He's joined the church. He seemed like, and I have limited information on that, but just from what I gathered from just the few whatever videos I watched back then, he seemed like there was a struggle. You know, when you're a young child or a young adult, even a fully grown adult, but specifically when you're a young adult and you are put into a business like the entertainment business that does not care about you, they care about money. Be very, very clear, which is why the entertainment business, specifically the music part, can let someone like R. Kelly violate Aaliyah. She's what, 12? Allegedly. They knew about that. The court system are not the only people who knew about those tapes. They had the tapes, they reviewed the tapes. People still was running around America singing 12 play and step in the name of love. Be clear. That man was protected. And so he ended up having way more victims because the entertainment industry has 1,000 gatekeepers and 1,000 attorneys to help you should you end up in this P. Diddy situation. Because they need to protect their money cow. And they don't care about you. They don't care about, not only do they not care about you, Justin Bieber, or whomever, Aaliyah, love her, but they don't care about your loved ones. They care about money. That's the ultimate objective. So, yeah. So she mentioned Justin Bieber. So I was just kind of like, yeah, that fits in my mind. And then MC Hammer. The reason MC Hammer fit in my mind is because probably about 10 years ago, I feel like I was watching this show called Shark Tank with that guy, Mr. Cuban. I can't think. He's an asshole. I don't know. What is it? Mark Cuban, I think is his name. Yeah, I don't like him in general, but he's a billionaire allegedly. And I am running around America thinking, MC Hammer lost all his money in the 80s when we all was walking around with those hammer pants. Why was those hammer pants everything to us when we was like 10? No, it had to been before 10. Well, at least me, because I'm old. But yeah, we walking around with balloon pants, trying to dance like hammer time. Anyway, I thought after he dwindled all his money away trying to employ everybody he knew, that he probably was still broke. But Mr. MC Hammer is nowhere near broke. Nowhere close. He's not. And the reason I bring him up and why I say that fits for me is because he's in tech. That's how, from my understanding, he's amassed his wealth at this point. So I'm not 100% certain how MC Hammer fits, but my theory is it has something to do with tech. The reason I feel that way is because there's some other people, according to this lady. And I don't want to quote her, but if you guys get a chance, watch the one that she talks about Jay-Z and Beyonce. Listen, you couldn't have told me a few months ago, probably 5 or 6 months ago. I remember, I was watching, y'all know that guy, the security guy, right? The security guy for Beyonce that came out and was like, he was saying all kinds of stuff about Jay-Z and Beyonce and this, that, and the third, right? And I had heard before that Beyonce's on drugs, but I'm like, people love to just, hate on people, whatever. So every celebrity isn't on drugs and every celebrity, whatever. I don't buy into it simply because somebody made it a headline. I try to give people grace. But anyways, I was just kind of like, why are these people running around America saying Queen Bee is on drugs? And when I saw him, I thought to myself, why would this man do that? Those are very heavy-handed allegations this man was making about Jay-Z and Beyonce. And so why that connects in my mind is because I didn't even know who Sloan Bella was, that lady I was just telling y'all about, when I was watching this guy talk about the security guy, Beyonce and them old security guy talk about, he said something about Beyonce. Yeah, Beyonce's on drugs. That's what he said, allegedly, is what he said. And then, and I'm paraphrasing, he then said, something to the effect of, he said, you know, and you keep her that way. So he's talking about Jay-Z. And again, when he's saying this, I'm just kind of like, whatever. Then he says something at some point in the video. He says, y'all worship who y'all worship. And at the time, it didn't mean anything to me. Zero. Because I didn't have any context. And I'm not saying anything is facts now. Like I said, this is all alleged. Everything on my channel is alleged. Okay? Be clear. And it's for entertainment purposes only. So that rang a bell in my mind when, however many months later, I hear about this lady on Mim's channel. And she posted this video, I think maybe 2 weeks ago or something, maybe 3, about Beyonce and Jay-Z. And you should go watch that video because I'm like, yo, she said something to the effect, don't quote me, but she says the ball for Jay-Z is takedown. I think she said 2027 is when it starts. So that's 3 years from now. She said, in part, by the year, I think 2036. Don't quote. Go watch the video and you can have all the proof or whatever of what she's saying. But she says that by that year, whatever year it is, 2036 or 34, whatever it is, they're going to lose. She says Jay-Z and Beyonce, she alleges, let me say it like that they both are going to lose public favor. Kind of like what's happening with P. Diddy right now. That's what she alleges. And I'm thinking to myself, when she first said that, I'm like, Beyonce said it's $1 billion on the elevator. So I'm like, that rings false to me. But what rang true for me is when she started talking about energy, their energy, and harnessing energy and all these things that I know nothing about. But she starts talking about that stuff. And I'm like, okay, lady. But where it clicked for me, I'm not saying I believe everything this lady is saying. I'm just saying some of the things that she said is happening right now, especially with P. Diddy. Everything that he's going through, she basically talked about it in the Kim Porter videos. So I'm kind of like, I'm not saying just because you was right about one thing, you're right about everything. I'm not saying that. I'm not an idiot. But all I can say is she ain't been wrong yet. She haven't. Not with these topics. So whenever she started talking about all of these things that Beyonce and Jay-Z allegedly are involved in, what rang true for me was when she talked about, like, she didn't use the word worship, but that's what she was getting at. And that's when I connected it back to that guy, the what do you call it? Security guard. When he said, y'all worship who y'all worship. The reason that rang so true to me is because I'm like, that's a very odd thing to say. It's just bizarre to just, if you're gonna, I'm coming out with a tell-all video or a tell-all book or whatever, who someone worships is just random, right? And it typically, from where I'm from, if you're talking about church or worshiping people are typically talking about God, right? Some form of religion that is probably known to most people. So whether that's Hinduism, being Muslim, being a Christian, being a Catholic, being trying to think of all of the different religions in the world, there's many of them. And most of us kind of understand it. It's like, everybody got a book for their religion. And so, that's what they follow. So it's not weird, that somebody would worship God, Jesus, whoever, Buddha, whatever, right? That's not weird. What's weird is how he said it and that he said it. If you're talking about a tell all, whatever, about two of the most famous people, or at least one of the most famous, couples on the planet, why would you ever mention who they worship? It's a lot of other things that you could mention. And I'm not saying that I know these things, but what I'm saying is that wouldn't to me be significant to mention. If I'm talking about somebody and I'm saying these people are horrible or whatever, and I'm not saying that's what he's saying, but I'm saying if it was me and I'm talking about someone and I'm saying I know something about them that's bad, who they worship probably wouldn't make the list. Right? I would be like, she's a snake because she slept with so and so's husband, or they stole their mama's money, whatever. That's what I would be talking about. I wouldn't. It's weird. It's just out of place. So when that lady she didn't connect it for me, but I'm saying when she started talking about them in that way, I was like, that's what that security man was saying. So that tripped me all the way out. And ever since then, I'm kind of like, let me watch this back, make sure I understand what she said. But no, she has lots of videos on there, and they're not all about rappers and, their wives or nothing like that. But it's just very interesting. Okay, I've been off on a tangent. I'm sorry. Let me get back to my video. Mr. Shitty Diddy Combs. I'm calling him Shitty Combs. Shitty Diddy. What did I call him? Shitty Diddy. Diddy Shitty. I don't know. Shitty Diddy. Oh, Shitty Combs. Shitty Combs. Diddy Combs. No. Shitty. I said Shitty Diddy. And then I said, oh, Shitty Combs. I can't remember them all. I'll go back and watch my video. But that's my new word for him. Shitty Combs or Shitty Diddy. That's the word. Okay. So this is some other information I want to tell you guys about. But before I get to that, I want to close out the Cassie scenario. Like I said, that's a fake. That is a attorney written apology. If you go back and you listen, everything, he's hitting all the major things. But it's insincere and he doesn't give a shit. So that's number one. But when he's saying, oh, I realized that I shouldn't be doing that and I was in a bad place and, I apologize to you and, all of the things that he was saying, there was a reason for it. He didn't just, it's not word vomit. And based on how he assaulted that lady in the Cassie, how he abused that lady in the hotel room where all kind of cameras are around, lets me know he didn't care about that lady. And it's insincere. You didn't. And I don't care about the people that's going to say, oh, well, it was the drugs or the alcohol or whatever. Like I said the other night, listen, alcohol in general does not, you know how those people, they say, I cheated on my wife or my girlfriend or whomever, but I was drunk. If you believe that, I have a whole Pacific Ocean in the middle of the Sahara Desert to sell you. And this is why. So you drunk and you just, how did you get to the hotel? So that y'all can go do whatever you're doing. You Ubered there? Okay. So let's say that's true. You Ubered. How'd your clothes get off? If you're cognizant enough to call an Uber or get in your car and then go to a hotel or wherever they went, allegedly, and then take off your clothes and then play hide and go seek with your, let me see, Prince William. It wasn't a I got drunk and this is what happened. Now, there's a difference between that and meaning the intention of going to wherever to go sleep together. There's a difference between that and I was so drunk that I don't remember. But the acts that they did, the cheateration or whatever it was, they were aware what they were doing. They just don't remember everything. So yeah, people get blackout drunk and they don't remember things. I wholeheartedly believe that. But before you got blackout drunk, you made a few decisions. What's that? Let's see. So Cassie, if you ever see Chanel's video, please don't ever listen to that man. I'm like, if I was Cassie, based on the number of bodies that are in Shitty Combs orbit, it's not safe. It's just not. And according to the rumors, how he really just, for the most part, stalked Miss Porter, Kim Porter. I'm pretty certain he probably does that to all of the girls that he wants to manipulate and keep under his thumb and all that kind of stuff. And when you got all that money and access, it can buy you a whole bunch of options and power. Oh, I love Mr. Wonderful. He's a whole hot mess. Oh, hold on, wait. I'm a YouTube pop culture crazer stuff. What does that mean? Zara, put it in the chat. What does that mean? It says, Chanel, do you watch the YouTuber? I do watch Tisa Tales. I was watching her today. Sis be on it. Okay. I be like, Tisa, did you go to sleep? Sis, when did you sleep? Listen, sidebar, I was watching her yesterday. Was it yesterday? No, it was early this morning that I watched her video. And she said, listen, Tisa got the connects, okay? Because she said, and I'm paraphrasing, she was just like, because I saw her video that said, Diddy apologize? It was something like that. And I'm like, so when I see stuff like that, I'm like, people, content creators, a lot of them, not all of them, will put clickbait worthy titles in the description or whatever, right? Because they want to pull you in, they want the likes, they want the subscriptions and the clicks and so on and so forth, right? So I get it. It's a numbers game. That's what they're doing. I get it. But this is the thing with Miss Tisa. With Miss Tisa Tales, honey. She said, so when I saw that, it was really early in the morning because I don't know if I told y'all, Houston had a whole bunch of bad weather. Yeah. Like there's a gas station in front of my neighborhood. And you know how they have the gas pumps? And then it has like that roof that protects you from the rain or whatever. That whole thing is no longer there. Like the tornado or whatever was happening with the weather in Houston, Texas that day, it literally pulled that gas station gas pumps out of the ground. That gas station is 2 streets from my house, right? So it's right here at the entrance to my house. And then I go whatever. But yeah, that gas station, listen, whole power. Now, I'm not even saying power lines fell down. I'm talking about those towers. They look like the Eiffel Towers all over Houston, just down. I'm like, how does that happen? My whole fence is down in the backyard. It's tree branches everywhere. We are so blessed though. So blessed. And let me just say something. Listen, you take for granted the internet access. It doesn't really mean anything until you have no internet access. Okay. Same thing with me. I'm running around my house freezing to death because my husband wants to free. Listen, put that in your vowels. Okay. Temperature of the house needs to be in the vowels. Just saying. But yeah, so I was up. And so I looked at the time, and I think it said on her video that she had posted that whatever, like thumbnail 3 hours ago or 4 hours ago, something like that. But everybody in America probably was asleep except me because we ain't had no power anyway. Anyway, so I'm up in my car and I'm going through, and I saw that, and I initially I rolled my eyes like, oh my God, here we go. Not at Tisa, but you know, like I said, these YouTube streets are so serious. So yeah, her thumbnail said something about Diddy's apology. This was, like I said, early this morning, like probably 3 in the morning or something like that. And I was like, all right, Tisa Tells. Okay, girl. And then she said, oh, and then I was watching her earlier, like probably 3 or 4 hours ago. And she was like, my people come through. Whoever her source was. And then I haven't even been asleep. See, me and my life. But I promise y'all, when I get off of here, I'm going to get something really good to eat and go to bed. Okay, because I need a nap. Yeah, so I'm happy for Tisa. I am happy for her. Plus, she's so gorgeous. I'm like, I love her. She's so gorgeous and sweet. I don't know if she's sweet in real life, but she seems like she is. So yeah, I love her. Yes, like the pavilion. So you said on here, you said I am a YouTube pop culture grazer. Oh, I think I know what you mean now. It's kind of like you're like one of the, like a phantom, you know, those people that be all on your page but never say they never comment, don't like nothing. That's my husband. He don't care about nothing going on. Like, he just gonna go see every now and again. But anyways, okay, so I get what you mean. Okay, so Justin and so they did get married. I love she had my person Zyra. She has all the answers. Okay, everything I asked, she's like Mark Cuban. Oh, now look, now I'm reading it. Meaning I grazed the internet. Yeah, I got you. So junk news. Okay. Listen, that's my husband. He's the last Boy Scout. I promise y'all. My husband, I promise you. The things that annoy me, listen, before when me and my husband, listen, I fell in love with him because I am sexually attracted to intelligence in others. It's just a turn on, okay? It is just a turn on. And my husband is just very intelligent. I love it. I feel like in any relationship or any relationship, whether it's work relationship or relationship with your family, your friends, you want to be around people that at least 1 or 2 people in any of those categories that knows more than you. You do. Why? Because if you're the smartest person in the room, how can you learn? How can you grow? I can call my husband right now and be like, you know what? Do you know about black cantaloupes? That anything about black cantaloupes? Hypothetically, I can call him. He'd be like, yeah, I think they grow in South America, I think. And they're seasonal. They grow every 5 years. Yeah, I learned that when I was, 2 years old. That's my husband. He just that irritates me. Listen, love how intelligent he is. That doesn't irritate me. What irritates me is, when you're in a relationship with your love, and I used to like argue with him about whatever, right? Whatever we're debating about. And that motherfucker, he can keep an outline in his brain like none other. So I can't really, I don't do that no more. Okay. I don't play those type of games with him. So now I record. So what you said, sir, like what do those 5-year-olds know? They got the greatest memory in the world. They will not remember to put they clothes up, they toys up, or anything else. But I can promise you, they gonna get in the car, you pick them up from school, and they're gonna be like, Mom, you said last Tuesday at 3:33 p.m. that you was taking us to Chuck E. Cheese. They ain't gonna forget. But they're gonna leave their clothes on the floor and their toys. So anyway, oh, I don't know what's happening. No, I didn't got lost in whatever I was saying. But yeah, so I was saying about my husband being the last Boy Scout. So he always has power banks and cords and connectors, and it's so annoying. Y'all have no idea how many cords of that I've thrown away over the years, but I can't tell him that they're being thrown away. Otherwise, he'll stop me. But I throw them away, and I've thrown so many away over the years. He don't miss them. But it's kind of like telling y'all remember that show Hoarders? It's kind of like trying to get a hoarder to like let go of something. It's like if you just take it out, they won't remember. They won't even remember that it's there. But if you show them, they're gonna find a need for it. That's my husband. I swear, he's a computer hoarder and a box hoarder. And even with that, I used to argue with him about this, but I can't even argue with him anymore because like in 3 years, he'll be like, yeah, I'm going to sell my iPad or I'm going to sell my whatever it is. And then he goes in the garage and he finds the box. And it does make a better presentation when you're trying to sell it to somebody. But listen, that is not a struggle that I can't fight. That's not my ministry anymore. I can't fight with him about the boxes. He's a, I can't get out with him. So he can't with me when I'm at the mall. Leave me alone. Or throw some of them boxes away, sir. Okay. So let me do what I'm doing. I'm gonna let you keep your boxes. Anyway. Okay, so I just wanted to say a few more things and then I'm getting off of here about Diddy. And I think I'm gonna do a video about this. So he has several other lawsuits. And I was watching an attorney talk about it. And he was giving a whole breakdown of these lawsuits. But I'll just kind of give you guys the cliff notes because I think I'm gonna make a video about it. So the main points, because the attorney was reading from an affidavit, so court documents, right? And in the court documents, there's this one guy. Like I said, I'll give y'all more details in the real video that I'm gonna make. I forget what his name is. Did I put it up here? I'll figure it out. I'll put it in the description. So there's this guy and this lady. What I remember about the lady is P. Diddy, and all this is alleged, rented out a yacht to party or whatever. And his sons were there. I know at least one of them was there. And the one that the lawyer was talking about is dark skinned. I think he might even be darker than me. I feel like he's probably P. Diddy's color. Just he's a little darker than me. He's very handsome though. So he rented out this yacht for a party. And there were, according to the affidavit from this ex-employee of Diddy, he alleges that Diddy had him record basically all the time that he was there. So he's recording Diddy and his transactions and whatever else. And he says that Diddy told him to do that because he wants to be able to remember whatever he told somebody. Okay. So this guy, I feel like his name starts with a J. He says he's alleging that on this boat, was he on the boat too? I can't remember if he was on the boat, but I think he was on the boat as well. Anyway, he alleges that, there were illegal things going on, such as SA, drug use, and all kinds of other things. He also alleges in that affidavit. I don't know if it's him. No, I think this is what the lady alleged in hers. So one of the crew members, is my understanding, was on that boat, and I think she was a crew member. She was a crew member. She was a crew member. So a member of the staff on this yacht. She is alleging that P. Diddy's son, the dark-skinned one, basically essayed her, was trying to coerce her into having sex with him. At some point, she was in, I guess, a theater. That must have been a big yacht to have a theater in a yacht. Anyway, she was in some sort of media room, is what I'll say. And P. Diddy's son allegedly found her in there or whatever, and then was still trying to, get her to have sex or whatever it was. And then also on this boat, both people allege that there were sex workers on the boat. The lady that is filing a lawsuit against P. Diddy, I think she's filing against him and his son. She's, like I said, she's saying that, she was making drinks. No, she didn't say she was making drinks. What she said is she's been tending bar for however long. So she knows that if you take a shot or whatever the case may be, generally speaking, one shot isn't going to have you, like that. And she said, she and the other guy, the other person that's suing him, said that their shots were laced in some way with some sort of, I think they said ecstasy, or I feel like there was more than one thing. Whatever it was, the people on that yacht, specifically this young lady, were allegedly taken advantage of via a sexual manner. And so she said, but she noticed, she was just kind of like, when you make drinks for people, that is not the behavior they're going to have from having one shot. It's just not going to happen. So she was basically like saying in an affidavit, these people, and I'm paraphrasing, seemed disoriented, like falling down type stuff. So that's what she's alleging. I think part of the reason she is also suing Diddy, here's my understanding. Everybody that owns property, my understanding, you have property insurance, and legally you have some level of responsibility to ensure the people who you have allowed on your property to be safe, right? You shouldn't be knowingly putting people in, knowingly and intentionally putting people's life at risk. So she can sue P. Diddy because he technically was the owner of that yacht for that day. So like if people came to my home and I put something in their drink or whatever the case may be, if they were going to sue me, even if my husband invited them, and let's say my husband didn't live here, even though my husband may have invited them here, it's the duty of whoever name is on that property. And so although it was rented, he allegedly could bear some sort of responsibility because he was the person. His name was on the lease, so to speak, not the son. But she's saying that she's alleging that the son did essay her. You know, it bothers my soul because I'm like, I remember I used to work for Child Protective Services, and there was this one client, and she had kids, and I just knew from the jump. I had never seen this in my little young social worker life. Okay, I'd never seen a person intentionally causing their children to stumble. I never saw anything like it before, never seen anything like it since. And what I mean by causing them to stumble, you know, having them steal things out of the store. How are you having 3-year-olds stealing stuff out the store? Child. She just, to me, was making her children little criminals. And to me, it's just kind of like, these poor babies don't have a chance. So that's why I always tell people, you better be perfect before you judge people. Because people assume because you're on drugs now, you automatically did something to contribute to your drug use. And as a person who's worked in the court systems, I know that is not always the case. It's not. It just isn't. It's not always the case. I've had clients that told me their mom shot them up with a substance that starts with the letter H at the age of 12. What chance does that person have, really? That's why I say, don't judge people. I mean, you can judge people, but I'm saying it isn't always as it seems. Now, is that the case for everybody? No. There's lots of people that use those type of substances for a myriad of reasons. But when people use those type of substances and alcohol, I include alcohol in that too. Typically, it's because they want to de-stress or forget about whatever their problems are. They want an escape. So, but yeah, I've seen, that was the first time, that was so many years ago, but that was the first time I actually saw, you know, parents going out of their way to make sure that their children are criminals. Why would you do that? But I know why she was doing it. She was doing it so that they could work for her. They could. It's sad, but yeah. So that's why I'll be like, don't judge people. You don't know that person's past, what got them there. You know, don't look at the end product and judge. You just don't know. But getting back to this P. Diddy lawsuits, so see, without all that said, so the guy that I can't think of his name that is suing Diddy. Okay, so past 2 days, people since the news broke that CNN released that video, there's been rumblings on the internet of who provided them, who gave them the video, and everybody got their theory. Sorry, I'm thirsty. Everybody has their theory. The FBI did it, the CIA did it, the people that raided Diddy's house did it. I love it. Oh Lordy, it's wild to me, the theories that people come up with. And so now I have my theory. So my theory is, because this guy that's suing Diddy, he's alleging in his affidavit that all of the things that was going on that he's claimed happened to him and others in the affidavit, which is the court documents, he has either video cameras. He's saying he has proof of all of it. And the reason I think it's some sort of video device is because in his affidavit, he says in part, and I'm paraphrasing, but he claims that Shitty Diddy. He claims that P. Diddy wanted him to film everything so that he could, remember things, whatever. So if he's lying, that's a really good lie. Because it's a way to say, this is how I got this information obtained or whatever, right? But I wouldn't play with the F, the B, the I. I wouldn't be playing with no 3-letter entities. Not the CIA, not the Homeland Security, none of that. The FBI, don't play with it. Listen, it's not a game. So my guess is, before that affidavit was written, I'm hoping this guy is smarter than the 5th grader and had his attorney advise him of what he should put in the affidavit and of the claims that he has. Don't make these claims without being able to provide the proof. Don't do that. So my hope is, if what this man is claiming is true, he has the proof. And my theory for how that tape or whatever got to CNN, I don't think it's any of the things that the people were saying on the internet streets or on the Twitter. I now believe this guy that's suing him he had that footage. That's what I think. I think he's the person that got it. If you're saying that, you work for Mr. Diddy, unless he didn't work for P. Diddy during that time frame of the video that CNN released. That's the way that I would be like, okay, so we can mark him off of there. So I'm gonna try to find out if he was working for Diddy then, when that video was captured. Because if he did, I feel very confident that he's probably the person that leaked it. It's also very possible that whatever agency went out there, the ATF, the Homeland Security, whatever it is, and raided his house, they got some information. I don't know that they got that footage or whatever the case may be, but I hope that they do have it. It just seems, and I don't have a dog in the fight, especially when it comes to those 3-letter agencies. I am not knowledgeable about it. But one thing I've heard over the years is that, what is it called? The 2nd District of New York. Correct me on that. I'm sure it's not called that, but I know it's something about a district in New York. But basically, these people that prosecute crimes, this entity, so to speak, government entity that prosecute crimes in that whatever district in New York, I think they have like a 97% guilty or conviction rate. So if those people are snooping around your house or building their case, you could take it to the bank that before they charge him, they have all of their T's crossed and all of their I's dotted. They coming with the heat, and I think Diddy's attorney was, talking about that level of force wasn't needed on Mr. Combs' property. Shut the hell up. And let me tell you why. Even though you're the attorney and you're supposed to say that, I get it. He's doing his job, but shut the hell up. And this is why I want you to shut the hell up. Be clear. I believe Cassie said, or even going all the way back to J-Lo, Mr. Shitty Combs had firearms. So if you're going to go and do the police wake up on someone's door, especially if that someone has a history of violence, you are probably going to want to come and do that with protection. You want to put your people, your staff, and whomever else in the best possible situation so that everybody leaves here alive, right? I get it. And I would say I would err on the side it was probably excessive. However, if the information that the police have at the time or the ATF or whomever is that this home, Mr. Shitty Diddy's home, has unregistered firearms in it, then we don't know how many of those weapons are in said home. That's number one. We also don't know how many people are there with those same GUNs in that home. We don't know. So since we don't know, we have to, do it with an abundance of caution. I'm sorry. We do. So, but my point is too, I don't know how big this man's house is, Mr. P. Diddy, but they're not raiding your apartment or my house. They're raiding a compound, and they don't have anything, uh, anything that they could solid that confirms these are the only entrances, these are the only exits, these are the only people in the home. They just don't have that information. They have limited information, right? Unless they have someone, a, someone that stays at that home a lot. But even then, if you live in a 7,000 square foot mansion, people could come and go all the time, especially if it's Mr. Shitty Diddy's home, based on the rumors about his freak offs or whatever. You don't know who in there. So you're not trying to, like I said, you want all your people to go home safe. So I get it. So that's why I want his attorney to shut up. But his attorney had to say that. He did. He had to say that. Because he did. Or she. I think that's it. Oh, so now I want to talk really briefly about all of the people, because I didn't say this the other day. All of the people who, and I didn't even know this was happening. I was watching some of my other friends' content on YouTube, and they were like, once the video came out, they were going in. They were like, all of these people, going on. I guess I don't know if Cassie has any social media, but basically going on to Twitter, ripping her a new one, and she shouldn't have stayed. Why did she stay? She should have left. This, that, and the third. This video, I mean, I believe Cassie from the jump. I didn't even need a video. Let's be clear. But this video proves the idiots out there that just want to victim shame people within an inch of their life. It basically proves that what they were saying about this lady, one, is egregious. Because why do you need to do that? What does that do for your life? To get up, wake up in your life and go try to tear people down. But anyways, I heard that they were, lots of people were like, why didn't she leave? She should have left. She stayed for the money and this, that, and the third, right? Whatever. I'm not even gonna get into all that tonight. The one point that I do want to make about that though is she did try to leave. Watch the video. This is just one video. I'm sure there are many of that lady trying to get away. So if she's running for dear life, which is what it appeared to be in the video, I didn't watch the whole video, but I saw a certain clip. I didn't see him being violent towards her because I don't want to see it. But if what the information in the affidavit is saying, or in the the affidavit is accurate, it says that she tried to get away. So for all of the people that are like, oh, she should have left, she wanted to stay, this, that, and the third, that video does not look like a person that wants to stay, right? The video to me shows a violent person And like I said, I didn't watch the video, but from what I know from listening to the other content creators that do their research and did watch it, that lady was trying to get away. And if nothing else, if you run to an elevator for your life barefoot, there's an emergency going on. Be very clear. There's an emergency going on. People do stuff like that when their house is on fire. Leave everything, we gone. That's what it appeared to be to me. So if she's running for dear life to get away from this idiot, she has a good reason. And the good reason is in that video. My thing is, if she's running away from him, what was happening? Because I didn't, but the public saw what he did in public, in a hallway at a hotel. If you're willing to do that in a hallway in front of everyone, not that anyone was there, but I'm saying, what was going on behind the closed doors? It was obviously too much for her to handle, and she shouldn't have to handle it. He's a disgusting human being. I can't. All the allegations about him, he's a disgusting human being. There ain't no other way to put it. There just isn't. I'm just going to call it what it is. Now we have the footage. I don't know what you want to say after that. It just... One thing I wanted to say. It's just so sad. My prayers go out to her and her family. And I think she's remarried or something, I believe. I hope she's happy. She does. I was looking at some of her photos when I was trying to pick a photo of this monster. Just gorgeous. Skin flawless. Beautiful. And I hate that for her. Because I don't know, Cassie, but I feel like she was a beautiful soul before she met him. I feel like her soul matched her outer beauty. I do. Feel the same way about Aaliyah. Rest her soul. I just think, I hope she's happy. I hope she's able, to not allow this to cloud her every day. It's so sad. It's beyond sad. And even with this video, you still have idiots online trying to shame this lady. Talking about we jump into conclusions, we need to let it play out. But didn't I tell y'all that's what they do? That's the number one sign that they're going to victim shame. We gotta wait to the what do they say? The legal process finishes or whatever. Let the legal system do it. Then I'll judge. Because those are just accusations. How do we know? Right? So now you know. And people still are like, well, we don't know what she did to him in that room. So come to the front. You still thinking that, or saying out of your mouth, we don't know what she may have done to him in that room? Okay. We'll go with your backwards logic. What he did to her in the hallway, did she fight back? I saw a picture, a still photo of the video. She looked lifeless to me on the floor. Did she fight back? I don't think so. I haven't heard one person say she fought back. So what could she have done if she was scrappy with him in the room? Why not fight back? Because she didn't do anything to him. He's his own problem. Savage. And you know, the worst part about it is a lot of these people online that's doing that, I'm just kind of like, what are you telling your daughters? What are you telling your niece? You gonna tell your niece, we need to keep uplifting our Black kings? Really? This is what you want them to uplift? Stop conflating things. When we say we want, police brutality, and there's a war on Black men in America, that this situation is not what we're talking about. Not at all. We're not talking about these type of idiots. We're talking about the people that decided to have a business meeting at Starbucks and the police get called on them. Those are the people that we're talking about we need to protect. Not Dr. Dre's of the world and Weinstein's of the world, the R. Kelly's of the world, and Mr. Shitty Diddy. We're not talking about those people. We're not. We're talking about the people that contribute to society in a healthy way. They take care of their children. They take care of their family. They honor their mother and their father. They respect their spouse. They try to educate their children to grow up and be productive citizens in society like they are being. That's who we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. We're not talking about people like this. We're not. So shut the hell up. I can't. I'm leaving now. I don't even know how long I've been on here. Oh my God, almost 2 hours. Thank you guys for tuning in. Please hit the like button when you do get this notification to your channel. Please come by and like my channel and my videos. Tap all my buttons. Okay? Notification buttons, subscribe buttons, like, whatever. Share. Tap all of those buttons. It means the world to me. Zara says, see, I love her. She says, you my people. Okay? You are my people. I'm trying to figure out the name of that New York court system. And she put it right on in here. Southern District of New York. Yeah. If they after you, you did it. You did it. Let's see. And then she put, they often get the architectural blueprints. Oh, you're talking about of his home? Right. That's true. That could be. But even if you have all of that, you're not gonna automatically know where that is in the house. You know the area. And the problem with P. Diddy's house and the and that type of blueprint is you don't know who's where. You just don't. I was watching the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I don't know if you watched that or y'all watched that, but this was seasons ago when they had that Tanya lady on there. I think this was like her first or second season on there when they went to Greece. Or no, whatever the first season was that she was on there. And she invited Nene to her home. And she has like a secret closet, which I'm like, that's dope. When I grow up, that's what I want. So that's the reason that I'm saying you don't know who's where. And you may or may not know if that document was updated. People are always changing around things, adding things. And so you don't necessarily know from when. So the original one, yeah. But I would be less concerned about the layout of the house, even though you do want to know that, because a lot of times they want to do it all at once. Back door, front door, basement, whatever it is, they want to hit it at once. We want to startle everybody. But I don't even think they needed to do that because, Shitty Combs was not even there. And I'm certain they knew that. But unless they had a camera inside of the house, or they had someone sitting on the house documenting who was going and coming and all of that, then they wouldn't necessarily know. But the reason I was talking about the secret, closet that she has outside of it being just fabulous, is that's what I'm saying. When you do an add-on to your home, the outside public may not automatically know that. And I'm not sure if when you get ready to sell your home, you have to disclose that. Meaning, like if you have to send that documentation off somewhere. I don't know that because I've been living in my house 19 years. We've been here 19 years. And listen, when we bought this house, this is how different me and my husband are. When we bought this house, he was excited. He was like, I like this house. Because he doesn't get giddy like that. It was so cute. But anyways, so when we bought this house, my husband comes from the school of, he's very rational and logical. And I like to live in the rainbow. Okay. Not that rainbow, but I like to live in a rainbow. And I like, like I say, I live in the light, which means I like to, I think in color, and even though we found this house and I love this house and I love my house and his house and our house or whatever, I knew moving in, I'm like, we're going to be here max 7 years and then we out. Peace. And now it's 18 years later. It's crazy. It's crazy where the time goes, but we have the best neighbors. But yeah, I didn't have no intention of doing that. So because we haven't moved, we've redone kitchens and bathrooms and all of that, so because sis is always trying to upgrade over here. But yeah, but I just have a different thought process than he does. And I think that's why we complement each other. But anyway, this time for real, I'm about to get out of here with you guys. But Zara, I can't wait till I have like 300,000 subscribers. I'm be like, she was my day one. I love it because I hear other content creators saying that all the time. Some of the ones I love so much, like I really like Brooke Ashley. She's friends with me in my head. You know how you just know that if you knew that person, y'all would be friends? I know that we would be friends. The only problem I would have with her is she's so brutally honest. I couldn't. Even though I'm brutal. No, I'm not brutally honest. I actually take that back. I'm always trying to make sure whatever I'm saying to people, I try to say it how I would want to say it to me. Brooke is so straightforward. She is not what the shit is. But she's logical. She loves to have a good time. I love her. She's great. Oh, you watch her too? Love me some the Brooke Ashley. Love her. Because more than anything, because she's a real one. She just is honest and straight to the point. She ain't playing with you. She ain't playing no games with Giselle Bryant. Okay. She stays on Giselle Bryant neck. I love her. She gives a great breakdown of whatever video she's doing. I aspire. Because I be getting sidetracked every which way. I'm gonna get it though. I'm gonna get it down. I promise y'all. I'm gonna get it together. Over here on Chanel's Reality. I will talk to you guys later. Happy Sunday. See y'all. Well, I won't see y'all tomorrow unless some other breaking news, which it could happen with P. Diddy. What did I call him? I didn't call him P. Diddy. He is Shitty Combs and Shitty Diddy. I'm so mean. Love you guys. Y'all have a great night. Bye. Okay.